go to the full screen. All right, so as we all know, this month the Nutrilite promotion all is also inclusive of our Double X. Why? Because Double X is new launching this month. It's not that we don't have the Double X in the past, but this is actually a improvised, a new formula of Double X. It's more powerful, it's more improved version with more technology being used inside. So we can learn more about what I mentioned just now in the subsequent slide that I'm going to share with you. So as we can see, this Double X has been launched in all the market here, which is Malaysia, Singapore, and also Brunei. So we all can get to know more about our Double X. But first, as I mentioned just now, Double X is not a new product, but it has been improvised all this while. And in fact, Double X is the first product that we have in Nutrilite. So you can see the story. If you haven't read about the story of Nutrilite, you should know that actually Nutrilite founders Carl Rembach is the one that actually have come up with Double X, this product. Okay, so in 1920, Carl Rembach actually lived and also worked in China. So from his stay there, he actually observed that people in the rural area in China actually very healthy. They have a very long life. So through his observation, he actually noticed that the people that eat a lot of fresh fruits and also vegetable that actually contribute to the live longer and also a healthier life. Okay, so he has the hypothesis that actually plant-based food help contain a lot of valuable compound, which he at that time he called it the associated food factor. Okay, that actually contributed to this reason. Okay, so later scientists actually found out that there's really this benefit inside the plant-based food, which we actually subsequently call as the phytonutrients. So when Mr. Rembach returned to US, right, in 1930s, he put his theory into reality by starting to grow this very beneficial plant, for example, alfalfa, watercress, parsley, spinach on his own farm. And for your information, all these plant-based ingredient is still in our Double X up to today. Okay, so this is actually a very, very hero ingredient starting from the first generation of Double X. So he actually created the first in the world, okay, the plant-based multivitamin, multi-mineral product, which is known as Double X, and the name continue until today. Okay, and just the extra fact for you all to know, do you know why our Double X is called Double X? What is the meaning of our Double X? Okay, so basically the X in Roman stands for 10. Okay, so double means 2x, 2 Roman 10 is actually 20, 10 is 20. So actually the first product of Nutrilite Double X is selling at the $20 USD. Okay, so you can see even up to today, the inflation of this product is so little, right? Compared to a lot of the other items in the market, the inflation is like few thousand%. Okay, so we can know that it's really a very solid, a very great product, good quality product that still protecting its margin. At the same time, is also giving us a very competitive price. Okay, so you can see what are the phytonutrients. So whenever we talk about Double X, we always relate it to phytonutrients. Why? Because phytonutrient is one of the very competitive advantage in this product. Because in the market, we might find other multivitamins, but we will not find another product which have so powerful phytonutrients history as well as the ingredient inside the product. So we have to know more about phytonutrient so we can share better. So phytonutrient basically is a natural and also a protective substance, as what Carl Rembach I found out earlier also, and subsequently is being backed by even more and more scientific research in the plant that often give them the vibrant color. But at the same time, if let's say it's being consumed, it can also help our body to protect and also repair our body cell from the damage, especially from free radical. So you can see phytonutrients has been also identified coming from 5 different colors, which we have the white color, which contribute to the bone and joint health, and then orange, yellow to the eye health, and then red to the heart health related, brain health related from the purple color family, and then for green, of course, is to the cellular health. Okay, so out of these 5 colors, if you ask ourselves every day how many we have consumed, okay, I think it's very easy that we can get green, some red, some orange, right? So most of the time we are still lack of getting all 5 together, right? So if let's say this is already a true fact, we need to find the solution how to close the gap. So just now you mentioned also on the free radical, how phytonutrients play its role to counter the free radical, and why free radical is so important for us to understand. So in short explanation that I can try to explain to you is that today, if let's say you didn't fall sick, okay, you don't have any illness, you don't have any health concern, but eventually you'll get old also, you'll become old, okay? And the reason behind every human being is getting old is because of free radical. So free radical is the one that actually oxidize our body, that cause aging, okay? So it's only through aging, when our body is not at its optimal health, okay, we start to get a lot of illness, and also very vulnerable to any virus attack and so on. Okay, so what we can do is actually to counter this free radical at our best. Of course, we cannot like 100% get rid of free radical, because it's everywhere, as you can see in this picture. Okay, it's in our UV light, it's in inflammation, even our own body metabolism is producing a byproduct of free radical through smoking. Even if you don't smoke, people around you smoke, we also exposed to free radical. And then we have air pollution, water pollution, all kind of things, ionizing technology in the market that actually cause free radical to us. So like it or not, we will be exposed to free radical. So like I said, we can only optimize our antioxidant and also phytonutrients intake to actually slow down the process so that we can age gracefully, right? So another concept to understand is that you can see, and why antioxidant can help to fight free radical is that free radical is actually an imbalance. It's an imbalanced atom made out of an unpaired electron. So antioxidant normally will actually be the one who donate, or we call it, it will actually borrow one of the electron to balance up the free radical so that it didn't go and attack our cell. Okay. So that is something that we need to after we understand, we know what is the reason why we need to supplement ourselves with the very proven scientific supplementation that give us phytonutrients. So here is another slide that actually mentioning free radical not only contributing to aging, all that, but of course all the sign of aging and also the deterioration of our body is actually contributed by free radical. Okay, because when it's bind a normal cell, right, the free radical in a normal circumstances, free radical actually bind to the cell and trigger series of reaction, normal process for a cell to live. Okay, but then in the abnormal circumstances, the extra free radical actually bind to the cell, disturb the normal process, and then actually spoil the electron balance, and then stressing out the cell. Okay, the cell will actually being oxidized, and some even damaged and also spoiled. Okay, so with that, actually we start to develop things like if let's say at the skin level, we start to develop things like dark spot, your wrinkles, your fine lines. Okay, and then for organ damage, normally it will cause diabetic hypertension, heart attack, and DNA damage, of course, it will also cause stroke and also cancer, all these things. Okay, so our motive here is actually to strike a balance. Like I always say, we are impossible to be 100% perfect, but we are always trying to strike a balance so that we can maintain, or at least we are aging in the normal process, not after exposing to the excess of all these free radical. So this is actually just to let us know the importance of the balance. And if let's say today, to put it in an analogy, we try to imagine our body as a house. Okay, so if let's say your house is being caught with fire, we need to put off the fire, right? So that is actually more of a reactive action if you put it off after it's on fire. So what we really need is actually a preventive system in our body, whereby double X can actually give us that solution. So what does we mean by reactive protection and also proactive protection is actually, you can see inside the house, we have the sprinkler system, all that, to whenever there's a fire or before the fire happen, it can already put it off. So that is actually the water that we need whenever there's a fire. So the water in our body is basically antioxidant and also phytonutrients that help us to fight the free radical. Okay, so this is just another illustration to show what I have mentioned just now. So whenever there's an excess free radical in our cells, right, it will start to spread, and then it will be excess in our body subsequently, and then start to, when it's overly many, the free radical, it will definitely oxidate and cause the stress in our body cell, and then it accelerate our aging. So like I said, we cannot stop aging, but with the excess of free radical that we didn't do anything to it, it will accelerate the process. Okay, so what double X put into action is that you see these two orange line is, one is to give our body a proactive protection. So this proactive protection is actually based on a very special blend, a patented blend that in the scientists, they have actually chosen from more than 200,000 sample. Okay, so these three blends actually helps to work together to synergize together, act as an antioxidant to our body. And then they also have a reactive protection, which is for the rest of the phytonutrients that we have inside double X. It acts as a very strong antioxidant that help our body to fight any excess of the free radical in the body. Okay, so with the evolution of science, now we also can explain better to our prospect and also to our customer for them to easier understand. We also backed by a lot of scientific research paper to tell and also share with people why it's important to have double X, which is a supplementation that is very high in antioxidant, a complete vitamin and also mineral supplementation. Okay, so the new thinking that we should actually educate and also share with our people is actually plants protects by activating antioxidant defense. So they need to first understand the importance of antioxidant defense. So I believe nobody is okay with aging or okay to become old very fast, right? So if let's say they understand the importance of it, they will consider to invest in it. Okay, so phytonutrients also trigger the body's own natural defense system. So it's unlike medication or drugs. Okay, this is actually a food-based supplementation that actually provide the nutrients that our body need and let our body itself trigger the natural defense system. So we also have to make this clear to our friend. This is not a medication. So they know that, oh, it's actually giving the right material for our body to perform the optimal health that it's supposed to have. And then lastly is certain phytonutrients also yield better response in the body. So this is in terms of the selection and also the synergy of phytonutrients. That is the reason why our scientists choose all these 19 phytonutrients that we have in the double X. Okay, because all of it can work hand in hand together and become and give a better impact compared to one single phytonutrients that actually work alone. Okay, so the quest of the hero ingredient, as we all know, for all the Nutrilite products, we are very particular in the entire process. And in fact, we are the only product in the market that claims to have the traceability. Okay, so for other products, it's very hard because most of the time they are using OEM ingredient. Okay, they just do branding, all that. So they don't know where the material is coming from. But Nutrilite is the one that is very particular. So every product of us can be traced back to the botanical sample. Okay, so including this new improvised double X. So for example, inside the alfalfa, the spinach, okay, the turmeric is coming from where? We can actually trace back to the farm and even up to the botanical sample level. Okay, so this is how safe and how reliable when you consume Nutrilite double X. Okay, so developing the best botanical, okay, it takes a lot of effort, and the whole team and even the global scientists work together to come up with these awesome products, right? So you will never escape from a lot of testing until we have this final product that give the best synergy of the ingredients that we have. Okay, so you can see they are also our scientists is also very particular when it comes to searching for the right seeds. Okay, so they actually look into that aspect even starting from the seed itself, it has to be the right seed to grow the right plant. So you can see Nutrilite farm, we are also, because a lot of time when people heard about farms, right, including myself last time, when I heard about the word farm, I always feel like, oh, it's like the Malaysia kampong village farm or whatsoever. But then despite being the most organic, certified organic farm in the world, we are actually using a lot of advanced technology in our farm. As you can see, our GPS directed all these our tractors for the harvesting, all that. Okay, and we also have a lot of R&D labs. Okay, work together with our farm. Okay, so in our this double X products, right? There's a lot of phytonutrients, which actually they also call it phytochemical composition inside the product. So they also analyze all this phytochemical composition. Okay, they give actually like a birth certificate and also the fingerprints to all these phytonutrients that exist in the product. So that is how they actually evaluate the performance and also also the density of these phytonutrients inside the products through this chromatography. So it's a very colorful strip that you can see here. So there's also, you can see the phytochemical is actually identified through all this vibrant color in the chromatography. Okay, so once the scientists identify the right one, the right phytochemical fingerprints and also the sample that they want, then actually the authenticated sample for a product that match, then it will be actually produced. But if let's say they found out that the phytochemical or the ingredients have this failed sample, of course it's also showing some, but it's fading. That means the content inside is not the one that identical to what we want. Okay, so it will be rejected, the failed sample. Okay, so when they are able, when Nutrilite have the technology and also the way to actually identify the phytochemical through a lot of testing and also through this chromatography, they can actually make sure all the products is actually very consistent, not only in terms of the dosage, but also in terms of the density and also the fingerprints of the phytonutrients that we want in the products. So I think this is a very, very, very high technology compared to other brand in the market. I don't think they are coming to up to this extent to really match. This is from the same species, same fingerprints of plants that we are using. Okay, so this is another two example. Our spinach also the pichao, the fingerprints of them. Okay, so as we all know, initially we have our own certified organic farm owned by Nutrilite himself in America, but then now the global demand is growing so crazily, right? Like for example, Malaysia market itself, we have grown to 1.5 billion of business. So definitely we need a lot of cooperation, but Nutrilite is not compromising in terms of by sourcing out the ingredients. So they have to actually fulfill all the organic criteria, and then they have to go through a lot of compliance to match the Nutrilite farm requirement. So actually farms that actually we source for the ingredient, they are all certified with the Nutri-Cert, we call it. So the same quality at a different location, that is the concept now. Okay, so as you can see, turmeric is probably coming from the Nutri certified farm in Cambodia, and then rosemary probably is from Morocco. Okay, so this is how actually we are sourcing not only from our own organic farm, but also from the best location that actually produce those plant. Okay, because certain plant probably is not best produced in America itself, right? So the hero ingredients that I mentioned just now, the one that actually give us the proactive defense in the body, is this special blends of onion, turmeric, and also rosemary. So these three items has been patented, and they are actually working better combining together. So I mentioned just now also 20,000 tests has been tested out of 1,000 different plants extract, and it comes down to this final three. So on the left hand side, you can see on the graph, if let's say these three these three blends work separately individually, right? Of course, it also gives some positive response from the individual in terms of body ability to neutralize new neutralize free radical. Okay, but then if let's say these three blends are working together, right, it's 4 times higher the ability to actually help our body to neutralize free radical. Okay, so this is actually what it's trying to mean, that synergy of the product. Okay, so the right mix and also the right level is also very important. So we all know that 5 servings of fruits and vegetables is no longer achievable nowadays. I mean, if you can achieve one day, that's fine. But if you want to achieve it consistently on the daily basis, it's very impossible. Friends that or people that actually tell us they can do it, I think they are really the minority lah, because from the facts and also the data already show us 5 serving in all across globally, different region, different country. Okay, you can see on average it's only 3+. Okay, the servings that we actually get on a daily basis. So there's still a huge gap of nutrition, fruits and vegetables to be closed. Okay, so especially we can also see in the Southeast Asia region. Okay, how much is it? Okay, 80% of the population is not getting 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. So we have almost a lot of market for us to actually tap in and also share with people how actually XX can help them to get this solution easier. They don't have to worry whether I get enough 5 colors or not. Okay, and whether I get enough the minimum recommended intake. So the minimum recommended intake is what actually Nutrilite product XX also emphasize on. So for this new improvised, we also have more purple color, which is more anthocyanins. This anthocyanin is actually very important because in the previous slide you can see, especially the purple one is the one missing. So even if we consume 5 serving of fruits, vegetable, the purple one has been found missing a lot of times. So if you still remember, purple is actually for our brain health and also for our general health as well. So in this improvised XX, yes, boost up the percentage of 400%. So the berry blend is actually inclusive of the grape, blackcurrant, elderberry, and also blueberry. Okay. So generally, the phytonutrients overall in the product has increased 30%, but in the purple region, it has increased 400% compared to the previous version of XX. So we can really you can really smell it a little when I demo to you. You can see the color, but then if you demo it face to face, you'll be able to smell the phytonutrients is actually full with the grapes, berries smell. So it's really very quality product and very natural product. Okay, so optimal level of vitamin and mineral. Okay, in this new version of XX, there's some fine-tune and also adjustment in terms of the vitamin and also mineral also, but we only increase only if there are actually benefits, especially for this region, right? As you know, all the XX in different region is actually designed a little bit different. So if let's say you find internet image for XX in other country, you will notice that how come certain country the vitamin is lower, certain country the phytonutrient is higher, something like that. Okay, so it's designed for the diet, and also after they research that region, the population normally lack of what. So the fine tune here is actually for vitamin B and also D, and also the molybdenum is actually a mineral that can actually support metabolism and also our cell function. So these are some of the increased adjustment that we have in our XX. And lastly is the higher concentration of the phytonutrients and also the plant ingredient that we use in this product. How do we actually optimize the extraction is because Nutrilite also have invested in a very mega scale of this machine, which is actually help to pilot scale the prototyping, and then at the same time in the end help to extract the plant ingredient from the wet product application. So you can see in this graphic here is in the smaller scale, but actually this machine is very huge and big, right? But in this graphic is showing you just for illustration purpose. So the wet product, when it go in, there will be a evaporation. So if let's say imagine the machine is small, right? The production will be slower, and at the same time it's very hard to meet the high demand nowadays. So actually, Amway have invested in a very huge machine. Okay, they mention and also show more picture of this machine during the launching. Okay, so the moist air extraction happened, and then the product removal and also the dry flakes finally come out. Okay, from in the end. Okay, so this is what they call a refractance window dryer technology, the RWD. So this technology actually helps to retain the most benefit and also the health benefits of the plants. Okay, so in this small table, you can also see how the improvement in terms of the fat stock and also to the extract ratio. Especially in this special blend, the rosemary, turmeric, and onion. In the previous double X, we have a little bit, which is 73.5 milligrams of rosemary. Okay, but it has been boosted to 250 milligram, and also come along with other this trio blend, which is the turmeric and also onion. So why it let you know the ratio is because actually more livestock has been compressed and extracted to get this 250 milligram. And also same goes to this turmeric. It requires 1,406 milligram to get this 37 milligram of extraction. So this is just to correct some of the people perception that, oh, the milligram is just directly from the fruit itself, but actually you need a lot of the existing livestock to actually compress and extract just to get this 250 milligram, right? So this is how valuable each tablets and all the blend inside our products. Okay, so also with our scientists' efforts to find the better synergy and also the combined efforts of the ingredient, they actually find out that, oh, they can actually make the tablet smaller with the same effect or even higher performance by actually having the synergy. So for example, in the past, if let's say we only have the parsley dehydrate, you need this much to actually the content in order to get that effect, right? But now in the new double X, you can actually, they combine different types of plants, alfalfa, watercress, parsley, and spinach, and a lower ratio each of them. But then the improve is actually you save a lot of the quantity, but then you actually deliver more phytonutrients and also the performance efficacy to the body. Okay, so this is why the tablets, you will notice, is getting smaller and smaller, but it's more condensed and more health benefit to our body. Okay, and a lot of vigorous testing, including research paper that really back a lot of our claims. So in one of the very prominent research is actually the benefits of antioxidant to reduce the DNA damage. So this is the one that we always claim when we have in the previous double X, right? So true enough, actually in the previous generation one also have this effect, but actually for this new double X, they conducted another clinical trial, which is a gold standard research, whereby there's a placebo group. When there's a placebo group, they are actually intake also, but it's not a real double X, but they show that it's not really working effectively. So the group that actually consume double X can actually really get this benefit of DNA protection and capacity. Okay, so how actually the antioxidant side helps to protect our DNA is because it has been proven that all this reactive oxygen oxidative process, right, is actually damaging our human body DNA. So by actually lowering down the process of oxidative, we actually, in a way, protect the DNA damage. And it has been proven with a lot of this research. They also do this kind of image to show that in the placebo group, we can see that there's a long tail for all the DNAs, right? So that means actually it's showing that the nuclear core and also the body of the cell is actually disintegrating through the oxidative process. But as long as it's not showing tail or more intact, that means that double X is actually protecting or actually ensuring the cell nuclear and also the DNA is intact and in its position along with the oxidative same oxidative environment. Okay, so this is actually how we can explain to people when we say, hey, it can actually repair and also protect our DNA, right? So and lastly, this is actually also to explain to people why we are so particular whenever we ask people to consume Nutrilite product, there is a specification how to consume it. Certain product we can tell them, or for example, our Bio C Plus is a slow release and can last for whole day. But for double X, it's actually a multi-vitamin, multi-mineral, and also a lot of phytonutrients inside. So they also have already run tests that showing that concentration of essential vitamin in the blood actually being absorbed and also being diluted along the time, right? So in order to get the best out of it, is actually to consume it in the in 2 times. Okay, so that will actually ensure a better absorption, also a better utilization of the nutrition that we input into our body. So that is the reason why. So if let's say we come across with our prospect or our friend say, oh no, I just intake the multivitamin, other brand one just need to take 1 time, your one have to take 2 times. So we have to explain to them and educate them. Okay, the reason behind it's not because that double X don't have a technology to make it consume 1 time, because we understand how the nutrition work in our body. That is the reason why it's still 2 set, even from day 1 until now, it's still 2 set. Okay, so probably in the future we might have another way to slow release the multi one, but at least at this moment it is still 2 set, right, for better utilization and also efficiency in our body. Okay, so I saw some of, okay, it's just a comment. Wow. Okay, all right, so if let's say you have any question regarding double X, you can actually put it into the chat box also. We are almost coming to the end of the sharing, so I just going through. Just now we are just sharing the double X part 1. So the part 2 is more focusing on the product itself. So you can see the improved formulation is we have covered all these 5 areas. So just to let you see, this is actually our new double X. The box is even nicer already. Of course, this is just in terms of the design, but of course, when you use it, you feel better because the box look trendy, and then it's very solid, very high grade. Okay, and then inside the tablets also slightly different compared to the previous double X. And now you should know already why it's slightly different and why it's smaller in size and all the colors thing. Okay, so the foil packing design is like this. The only change is on our phytonutrients previously is in the bronze color. Now they change it to the green color because it's actually represent all the natural ingredients that we use inside. So I think it makes sense for them to change it to a natural green color. Okay, so the optimal blend of the vitamin mineral is actually 21 vitamin and mineral inside this new double X, 19 plant concentrate, which clearly listed in the label of the product itself, how many milligrams of each of the plant concentrate. Not only that, the product also tell us what parts they're extracting the phytonutrients. For example, it's extracting from the fruits itself, from the peel, from the leaf. Okay, it's clearly stated. Okay, another thing that I'm so impressed with double X, which I don't think I can get it anywhere in other products in the market. So Nutrilite double X is the world #1 selling multivitamin, minerals, and also phytonutrients. Okay, from the 5 phytonutrients color groups. Okay, so that is our specialty. So what's so new is actually we will not repeat, but you can go through. So the hero ingredient, the 3 blend, if you still remember, rosemary, turmeric, and also onion, more phytonutrients in the product, 30% more, 400% more in terms of the concentration of the purple phytonutrients. Also with the superior extraction technology that I show you, the machine that we have just now, we can actually extract more from the livestock and then more contents inside our pills and also our tablet. Optimized vitamin and mineral level, the adjustment that I told you just now, and clinical proven is the one that the gold standard clinical research that we have. The improved experience is actually the box, the packaging, and also a smaller tablet for easier consume, okay, by the user. Okay, so you can see this is an easy demo that we can do at home. I think this is already the last slide, which I will show you this demo also to show you how easy is it. Even if you are a user today, if you bring along to your office or bring along outside this box of double X, that means you are actually carrying a demo together with you every day also. So it is very easy to show this demo. You only need 3 containers like shown in the slide here. and then you just need water, and then you just put in the tablet there, and then it will already show the magic. Okay,